Hi, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Talent Thursday. I'm Jody Schwan, the owner of Sioux Falls Business. We enjoy having these conversations in partnership with the Sioux Falls Development Foundation. And my co-host, Denise Gazzetta, who leads talent and workforce development, has booked a guest today who honestly, I can't believe has not been with us yet because there is so much we can talk to her about. But hi, Denise, why don't you go ahead and introduce her for us?
Oh, it is such a pleasure, Jody, to introduce Kristin, because Kristin is somebody we should have had on probably as one of our very first guests. She is the Chief Talent Officer at Northwestern Mutual and just a great partner to the Sioux Falls Development Foundation, to the Sioux Falls Greater Chamber of Commerce, to everyone in our business community. So,
absolutely. Kristin Hoefert Redlinger, her name is just synonymous, I think, with moving the community forward and connecting, which is what we're all about here too. So I'm a big fan as well. Kristin, thanks so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I love both of you, so I'm excited to be with both of you live today.
So Northwestern Mutual, which I'm going to be honest, before meeting you, and this is part of your job, I didn't know a whole lot about Northwestern Mutual. So if we have people watching today, let's maybe start there. What are you all about?
So Northwestern Mutual is a leading financial planning company. So we help clients with holistic financial planning. So that includes investment services, as well as insurance services, and really anything that's going to help you take wherever you are in your goal as far as finance and get you there. So a lot of helping people achieve their grandest dreams.
Which also means a lot of career opportunities, which we will talk about. But I want to start with your personal story. It's a fun one. We all have sort of our Sioux Falls story, how we ended up here. Okay, full disclosure, I don't know that you're in Sioux Falls right now, or at least your background's not. I wish, maybe, but what brought you to Sioux Falls?
So what brought me to Sioux Falls was family. I was born right outside Chicago, actually. Went to high school though, Watertown, South Dakota, moved to Oregon, to California, then to Oregon, was on the West Coast for quite some time. And then I have family here in the Midwest. So I came back for family. I met my husband. And then Yonkers, they were looking for someone to be the assistant store manager and senior HR manager. And I was called for that opportunity, took it. And honestly, I thought I would probably leave Sioux Falls. I wasn't super excited to be back, but I starting a family, wanted to be close to family. But then I got involved with Sioux Falls and saw all that it had to offer, and I'm here forever. I mean, I honestly could never have imagined that Sioux Falls has as much as it does for a city of its size. So I am a lifer for sure.
It's fantastic. And what was it that has really allowed you, do you think, to connect to the community? First of all, your involvement is vast, but I like that when you came here, you didn't necessarily have a bunch of relationships immediately. You had to create those.
Yeah, so when I ended up coming to Northwestern Mutual, I tried to recruit someone actually from Northwestern Mutual to be a sales manager at Yonkers, and she reverse recruited me to Northwestern Mutual. When I started, our managing partner had said, I want you to do your job well, but I also want you as a person who exists at Northwestern Mutual. We need to be able to give back to our community and be involved with our community. And so I encourage you to go find what you love. So I didn't know anything about anything. Google, and Carolyn Wenchel at the time was someone that our CFO knew. And so he said, call her, she'll tell you what to do. We met one time. She said, get involved with the chamber, become an ambassador or diplomat. If you can, you have to interview, get involved with YPN, and then go try a bunch of stuff, whatever sticks. Choose like 2 and then go really deep into those organizations. And as soon as I started chamber stuff, as soon as I started YPN things, the opportunities were so abundant and it was so exciting. And everything going on with Fort Sioux Falls and Development Foundation, for those of you that are plugged in, is just very exciting. So that definitely got me bought in. And then I went deep on childhood cancer causes, which is something that's really important to us. There's a lot of need here. And then just people I met through work. So I just started, just do something. And when I went, I'll tell the story everyone tells at YPN. So YPN has a steering committee, which is kind of like a board, and everyone's story is the same. The first time I went to a YPN event, I either pulled into the parking lot and left, or because I was too nervous, or I didn't know anyone. I walked in, everyone knew each other. So then I decided I wouldn't go back for like 6 more months until maybe their employer decided. But then when they started getting involved, they realized, oh, nobody actually knows each other here. You just have to take a little effort, go meet people, and the opportunities are abundant once you do so.
Denise, there was a good lesson in there that I think she touched on from her employer, which was find a way to get involved, find a way to connect. That's such good advice for employers.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things that we know makes people feel more appreciated, not only in their work life, but also in their personal life, is having that social network. And that's why Kristin does such a wonderful job, but also connected through me. And so as I was listening, some of her own experiences, just recognizing, I would encourage employers really recognize, sometimes we bring people here, they are on their own and they do need their support around them. And so that's fine during the day. They have people that they can talk to and they can go to lunch, but then after hours and then on the weekends, encourage your people to get involved.
Mm-hmm.
So
I was trying to remember how I met you, Kristin, because I've known you for a while now, but I really do think it was through philanthropy. I think it was you reaching out from Northwestern to talk about your efforts to support childhood cancer research. And that has gone so far in branding. We talk about employer branding, right? That Northwestern Mutual brand in the community. But talk maybe a little bit about your role today there, what that involves, and how you've gone about trying to achieve that great employer brand that I think you enjoy here today.
Yeah, so my current role is Chief Talent Officer and Executive Director of Community Relations and Strategic Philanthropy, which is a lot of words. So it involves recruiting. So that is bringing people obviously to our company, as well as acquiring people from outside of the state, getting them here, getting them plugged in. This is like a cheat for me. YPN is the way for anybody that's in the YPN age. If you are an employer that brings people here, getting people plugged into YPN gets them excited about the city, gets them friends, people to go to lunch with, and it really draws a lot of people that might have moved to stay. So that's a little secret tip. We get everyone involved in YPN. And then for the branding, we do philanthropy to impact the cause, but the amount of branding that you get through doing philanthropy, if you're doing something really fun and exciting, not only does it draw in the demographic, Gen Z, millennials, because they really want to be a part of something bigger than themselves. But if you can not only do it so your culture is really good and you really have that culture of giving and making an impact, but then you can take that and brand it, you're going to more easily recruit humans, and then those people are going to stay. And the work we do as financial planners obviously makes an impact in clients' lives, but to be able to bring a group together and really go deep on a philanthropic cause makes a huge impact. And people stay with companies for culture, impact, growth, development. Money's a piece of it, but not really. And the more you do, the more you can brand it. Just you have to make sure that you've identified your values and that your company lives into it and speaks the same language and sort of does it every day. I'm kind of rambly today, so I'll apologize for that.
You're saying a lot of the right things though, right, Denise?
Absolutely. I mean, she's talking about the intersection between community, career, and cause. And that's what people want. They want something that's bigger than themselves, that their company is involved, that's bigger than the company, and to really come in to a community and really see that everyone is helped. And that's one of the things, and I give kudos to Kristin, connecting people to these circles where they can get involved and helping them. That really does set everything in motion. We talk about our business community here. We say it all the time that we have this Sioux Falls advantage because we do. We are really connected and we really do help each other and we really do support each other. And that's something to be said when you're looking at these very strong companies. I mean, they're competitors, but yet they come together. And that's one of the things it's all about the community brand. I love the information about the employee brand and how that really helps kind of translate into meaningful, I think, ways that people can get connected and decide, is this something for me? Again, you can take with financial advisors, they can do many, many different things, but that's an area when they like the brand and they like what the company does and they like the community, that's how they can make that impact. So.
Mm-hmm. I think about financial.
Also, Denise,
No, go ahead.
Go ahead, Jody. So I was talking to Denise about this before, as we're recruiting and we have people from out of state that are coming in, and sometimes, I mean, we're kind of like overstaffed right now because if you're really talented, we will pretty much make a job for you because we know the struggles of other companies out there. So we are we are very well staffed at this very moment, but there are times where the role that we're bringing into, we can't create something, and it doesn't make sense for someone to become an advisor just moving here sometimes if they don't have the certain skills that are required, or maybe it's for them, they feel like it's not the right opportunity, but they're so great. I think we have it's an advantage of abundance. We're so abundant that if someone's good and I see them, I will give them to Denise if she's hiring, or, if Sanford's hiring, or whoever is sort of in my HR circles or my employer circles. If there's a good candidate that doesn't fit for us, or we're not a fit for them, I will give them to someone else, because what happens then is the person's there for 6 months, loves their role, but remembers what they learned in the interview process. And then they refer people to us. Like, we've gotten so many really good candidates from past candidates that have said, you know what, I didn't think Northwestern was a fit, or you didn't think I was a fit at the time, but you found me this job. Like, you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to give my name to someone. Thank you. I think I have a good candidate for you. Perfect. And it's like this beautiful harmony of doing what's right for someone because you want them to be here in Sioux Falls, and giving to another company. And it just always comes back to you.
That's so powerful. And I'm so glad that you mentioned it. I think about that first job, and you spend a lot of time, Kristin, on college campuses. I don't know how, and we reach a lot of college students through Talent Thursday. So if you were watching, we're glad that you dialed in, but they don't necessarily go to school for financial planning or seeing themselves maybe working at a Northwestern Mutual as their first job. So what is that message to college students, and why is this a particularly good fit for their first job?
Yeah. So it depends on the role. If it's for one of our financial advisor roles, definitely this is going to be a career choice that you're going to want to have, because you're going to be able to start an entrepreneurial practice. I'll kind of go intern style. For our internship, we have one of the nation's top internships. It's been one of the top internships for now 27, 28 years. That's out of all fields, all industries. And why the Northwestern Mutual internship, no matter what your major is something good to look at, is it teaches you a lot about how do you start a business? How do you financially plan, which is really important for everyone, networking, some basic life skills, and a lot of it too, to be able to teach students that whether it's their major or clubs that they're in or sports that they're in, a lot of the skills that they're learning in that specific group actually will transfer to whatever's next for them. And I think our internship gives them a good experience of what could you do that you have not thought of yet. It gives you exposure to so many different individuals, because we work with clients from everywhere. And it's a real hands-on internship experience that can show you that the things that you've learned right now, whether it's in a major or a sport, will really transfer to whatever's next in life for you. And you don't have to put yourself in a box or a bubble, think I'm a major in, nutrition. Well, that's maybe someone would want to go, but I'm a major in psychology. I can't be a financial advisor. We could, you actually can, like, there's so many transferable skills, and same with athletics and clubs too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love how you have really made an effort to connect with athletes, because I think sometimes they define themselves by that experience. And that's what they've known for high school, for college in many cases. And then it's like, career-wise, where do I fit?
Yeah, and we did talk about this a little bit right before this call, but part of our philanthropic efforts, we do a lot for childhood cancer. We have our 0.5K Cure Cancer Donate Dash coming up in June. Just going to plug that right here. But we do a lot philanthropically on speaking on campuses. Specifically, it's called Life After Athletics, which was originally designed by Northwestern Mutual and NACDA, which is the National Association of Athletic, I'm going to say this wrong, Collegiate Athletic Directors, there we go. Collegiate Athletic Directors. And really the purpose of Life After Athletics was to be able to teach students how much of what they know it truly transfers into their career lives, and be able to bring it to them when they're available for their practice schedules, and really show people that whether you go pro or not, the skills that you have learned in your life are so transferable, and you are so much more than your sport. It really gives people some different optionalities. It has nothing to do with Northwestern. It's not around financial planning. It's like basic things you'd have to know. How do you write a resume? How do you network? How do you grow your emotional intelligence? Those types of things. Because it is amazing what our students have learned that they might not realize until someone points it out to them. That's outside of athletics and outside of their collegiate school careers too. So.
Yeah, just what a wonderful program, right, Denise? I mean, college students, high school students, even, like, make sure you're looking forward, because Kristin, I bet you fill up fast with those spots.
Yes, we that's why we're expanding our team. So now we just have to have them come with us enough to feel really confident. The great thing is though, I mean, they make it pretty easy for us. These were put together by athletic directors and the top people at Northwestern Mutual, which is a Fortune 100 company, and then tested on campuses all throughout the state of Wisconsin to make sure that it's really valuable. And then we field test them every year as we advance them. So it actually lays it out. We have a beautiful slideshow that shows the slide, and then it says, say, tells us what to say, do this, have the students do this. So, I mean, it does really lay it out in a way that as long as you have any professional experience, we're able to take those, we call them like suites, they're 60-minute suites, and be able to teach each one, no matter where in the country you are, because we really want to make sure it's part of our philanthropic efforts to give back to people that, to our college campuses in general, but especially to our athletes, because one in 5 of our financial advisors are were D1 athletes at Northwestern. So really making sure that we're taking care of the populations that are joining us in the future. So.
And the message is, you're not only giving them, Kristin, and kudos to you and your organization for doing this, because you're giving them something valuable that they can put in practice right now. But then you're also talking about their own worth. You know, it is so much greater than whatever sport they're playing. And it's hard sometimes for people that are very, very gifted. They come out of high school, they get into college, they're around other gifted people, okay? And whether you're gifted in athletics or maybe you're gifted in the academic side, it's sometimes hard to see beyond that. You know what? There's also this uniqueness, and there's going to be a lot of different opportunities. And sometimes the opportunities that you're going to find that are going to be the most pleasurable, you don't even know. You start to grow into and have those opportunities because you're expanding, you're networking. And so I love that you're giving them that sense that there is so much more than what you know today. Because that's the ultimate message I think that people need to hear is we're not going to have the same lives as our parents. You know, I think about one of the messages here, we talk about workforce. We're going to see a lot of people that are going to have these experiences where they're going to transfer their skills from business to business. That's just the way work is shaping. And so I love the fact that you guys are doing that, and you're consistently bringing that excellence and helping them understand, as we all need to understand, that everything is going to be okay and you're going to be better for it. So I love that.
Yeah, we talk a lot about what makes Sioux Falls unique. And honestly, it is that spirit that you were hearing from Kristin, that, you know, we are all in this together. And if it's not a fit for my company, I'm going to find a fit where it is. And I can tell you that she just demonstrates that over and over, really looking for ways to support other people inside and outside of her organization. And we were just lucky to have you. So if people are watching this and wondering how to connect with you, Kristin, and with Northwestern Mutual, where do I send them? Where should they go?
Yes, they can email me, Kristin, Kristin.Hoefert, Hoefert @nm.com. Me and my assistant both monitor my emails, so we'll get to it for sure. They can also check me out on LinkedIn or our Facebook page, which is Northwestern Mutual Sioux Falls. Any of those sources would be great. We are looking for financial advisors to join our team next quarter. So if that's something you've been interested in, our internships cut off for the season, but definitely we'll start for next year. And if you want to have fun, drink beer, and eat donuts, 0.5K Donut Dash coming in June.
And if you want to connect with Kristin, I would suggest any YPN event, because you probably may get some more than you don't.
Yes.
So, all right. Thanks so much for being with us, Denise. Great show once again. And everybody, thank you for watching. Please come back next week. We'll, I believe, have another edition of Talent Thursday. And if you want to get a really fun look at what Denise and her team have been up to other than these conversations, go over to SiouxFalls.business, because we have a new video over there. We tagged along as she organized wonderful immersive career experiences for high schoolers and all of these different career tracks. So cool. And we're connecting kids with occupations and careers, which is what it's all about. So I think that's all for today. Denise, thanks as always. And we will be back with you next week. Have a good day, everybody.